to facilitate interfacing of ARM kit with the other peripherals, we have what is called as general purpose input output ports and registers. So we will first quickly have a look into what these general purpose input output ports are, um, ports and registers are, and what are the various ports supported by ARM. Later we will look into how to interface these interface your ARM to various devices. So to start with, we have what is called as general purpose input output ports and registers. So your general purpose input output output port is a pin, is basically a pin which you find on an integrated circuit. So as the name indicates, you can use these pins as input pin or output pin, and whether you want to use this as an input pin or output pin can be controlled at the runtime. So in a group of these pins, we together give a term called as port. So individually they act as input output pin, which can be programmed as per your requirement, and the collection of these pins we call it as ports. And coming to LPC 2148, they have two 32-bit general purpose IO ports. We designate them as port 0 and port 1. So it supports two ports. We call them as port 0 and port 1. And port 0 is a 32-bit port. And out of these 32-bit pins, we call it as a 32-bit port because there are 32 pins which can be configured as input or output. And coming to these 32 pins, 28 pins can be used as general purpose input or outputs. Out of 32 pins, 28 can be used either as input or output, and one of these pins can be configured only as general purpose output. And 3 pins can neither be used as input nor as output. They are reserved, and their mention is not even made on the pin diagram. So you don't find these pins, that is 24, 26 and 27 even on the pin diagram. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪೋರ್ಟ್ 0 ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ 32 ಬಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 28 ಪಿನ್ಸ್ ನ ಜನರಲ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಒಂದನ್ನ ಮಾತ್ರ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ 31 ನ ನಾವು ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಮೂರು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಸರ್ವ್ಡ್ ವಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಯೂಸ್. ಸೊ ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ is belonging to port 0, we designate them as 0.31, 0.21, 0.0 and so on. So and coming to the other port, that is port 1. Port 1 is also a 32-bit port, and out of these 32 pins, only 16 are used or available for general purpose input output, and we designate them as 1.16 through 1.31. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ 32 ಪಿನ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಬರೀ 16 ಪಿನ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಜನರಲ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಆಗಿ. So we will see how to configure these pins, these ports individually. So and please note these ports they have an alternate function to be done. So for example, along with being used as a general purpose input output, they can be used for transmitting other control signals as well. For example, your P0.0 can be used as a TXD pin, for TXD stands for transmit data. So next we have pin selection function select registers. So to select the function of these pins, we have what is called as pin select registers. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದಂಗೆ ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ನಾವು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಬಲ್. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಜನರಲ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಬಲ್ ಐಒ ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಲೂ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ 3 ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ which can be used to select the function of these registers. So the first one is pin select 0, which is used to configure. ನಿಮಗೆ ಆಗ್ಲೇ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದಾಗೆ ಪೋರ್ಟ್ 0 ನಲ್ಲಿ 30 you have 28 pins which can be configured as per your requirement, and port 1 ನಲ್ಲಿ you have only 16 pins which can be configured either as general purpose input or output. So whether this is to be programmed as input output is controlled by this function pin select registers. So we have a pin select 0 which is used to configure port 0 half of your port 0, that is 16 pins of your port 0, that is 0.0 to 0.15. So pins 0 to 15, that is 16 pins, can be configured with the help of pin select 0. Likewise, remaining 15 pins can be configured using pin select 1. And pin select 2 is used to configure ports 16 pins of your port 1. That is only, as we already discussed, we have only 16 pins available for to be used as general purpose input output in port 1. So, and pin select 2 is used to configure these pins. So next we can we have general purpose registers registers which are available to control port 0 and 1, and there are 5 fast general purpose input output registers and 4 slow general purpose input output register, which can be used to control your ports. And the fast general purpose input output registers, we term them as enhanced general purpose input output feature registers, and those which are slow we call them as legacy general purpose input output registers. So, and we will just look into what these registers are. As why it is split up is because slow registers are used to allow backward compatibility with earlier family devices using the existing codes. So we should always see to it that whatever code it is upward compatible with its predecessors, to ensure that this we have the split up. We have fast general purpose registers and slow general purpose registers. So we have IO pin, which is a pin value register. This register is used to read and write the value on port 0 and 1, and masking should be used to ensure write to the desired pin. So you want to write to a desired pin, you you do it with the help of masking. For example, if I want to write 1 to pin number 4 of port 0, so we use this function. So what I do here is IO port 0 is to be selected, so I make it as 0 and pin IO 0 pin, and which pin is to be written 1, which pin is to be set, pin number 4 is set to be 1, 1 is set to 4. So this function enables you to set 1 to pin number 4. Similarly, you want to set certain pins of your port 0 and 1. We use IO set. So IO set is used to set set a particular pin of your port 0 and 1. So this again is a 32-bit register. This register is used to set the pins of your port, either port 0 or 1, writing 1 to those specific bits, and writing 0 does not have any effect. So whichever pin you select and make it an I, corresponding bits will be set to 1. So writing 0 will have no effect when you are making use of IO set. And IO direction, it is a control register which is used to decide the direction of your pins. Whether it is to be used as an input port or an output port is decided by IO direction pin. So this again is a 32-bit wide register, and which is used to control the direction of each port by setting it to 1. So whether you want to select it as an input port or output port is decided by setting it to 1 or 0, which we will take examples to illustrate this very shortly. So next we have IO clear. So IO clear is again a general purpose input output clear register. Just as we had a set register, this is a 32-bit register which is used to clear certain bits of your port 0 and 1. We will take up examples to illustrate this. So for example, if I want to set pin 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 pins of your port 0 as input pins, and 4, 5, 6, 7 4, 5, 6, 7 other 4 pins as output pins, we use this. So IO direction, as I said, it is used to control the direction of your pins. It is used to decide whether a particular pin is to be used as input pins or output pins. So you want to select a pin as output pin. You set those those particular pin. You set those pins, corresponding pins to 1, and if you want it to be input, you set it to 0. So 1, it acts the pin acts as a pin acts as an output pin, and 0, the pin acts as a input pin. So for example, we are using we want to set pin 0, 1, 2, 3 as 0. So if you expand this, so this 0 represents pin number 0, 1, 2, 3. So they are set as input by making those pins by clearing those pins. And similarly, F, I have set pins 4, 5, 6, 7 by setting those pins to 1. So you want to decide the direction of a particular pin, you use this IO direction. Pin can be set as output pin by setting the corresponding pin I, and 0 by clearing the corresponding pins. So if you want to set fourth pin of your port 0 as an output, you can do it in one of the two way. You can do it by using one of the two alternatives shown here. So your pin 4 of port 0 is to be set as 0. So IO, input output 0, it is for port 0. Direction indicates I want to decide the direction of a particular pin, and pin number 4 is to be set as output. So this is 0, 0, 0. This sets pin 0, 1, 2, 3 as input pins, and this one corresponds to 1, 0, 0, 0. It corresponds to I'll just write here. It corresponds to 1, 0, 0, 0. So 1, 0, 0, 0. This is pin number. Oh, sorry. This is 1, which corresponds to 0, 0, 0, 1. This corresponds to pin 4. So here this corresponds to pin this corresponds to pin 0, 1. This is to 2. This is the fourth pin. So fourth pin will be set as your output pin. So this particular you can use either this command or this command. So here IO direction 1, 4. Fourth pin will be set to 1, indicating that 0.4 will be used as an output pin. Next we have is one more example here. Say configure 0.4 as an output pin. This is same as this. So we have other examples here to illustrate how these direction IO set, IO clear can be used to. IO direction is used to decide the direction of a particular pin. IO set is used to set a particular pins of your port to I. IO clear is used to clear particular pins of your ports to 1. So if you take a direction 1, as I indicated, a particular pin set to 1 using IO direction 1 will decide that pin as an output pin, and 0, if you set that particular pin to 0, it decides the pin as an input pin. So if you want to say you want to set pin 0 to 15 at logic 1, so you can use this. So I want to select all the pins from 0 to 15 as 1. F corresponds to 1, 1, 1, setting pin 0, 1, 2, 3 to 1, and the other F corresponds to 1, 1, 1, setting pins 4 to 7, here 8 to 12, and so on. So here FFF sets all the pins from 0 to 15 to an I. Similarly, IO clear will be used to clear certain pins of your ports.
In this video, I'm going to show you some of the basic settings that you have to do in order to transfer your hex file to the ARM development kit using a Keil software. So first, write your program in the embedded C, then go to project, select this option for target, then you will going to have like a different tabs over here in this window. Now go to a first tab, which is a target tab, then use microlib. Initially it will be like a disabled, you have to select this. Since I've already done programming in this system many times, it is just showing that it has been enabled. Similarly, just go to output tab, and also here also you have to select this tab which says that create hex file. That means whenever you run your program, equivalent hex file will be generated for this embedded C program. So this is the one more modification that you have to do. Then the last modification is just go to a linker tab, then use this select this use a memory layout for the target dialog. So these are the three modifications that you have to do while transferring your program, or else when you are trying to transfer your hex file into a ARM development kit. So when you're done with this, just click on OK. Then you can compile and build your project. So as you can see here, it will going to show in a console saying that it is creating a hex file. Since um, um, you have selected that create hex file option, that's why it will be like creating a hex file of your equivalent embedded C program. So once you're done with this, don't go to a debug mode. So instead of that, you have to transfer your hex file into a ARM development kit. Since for that transferring, you are going to use a one more a tool which is called as a flash magic. Through this flash magic, you can able to transfer your hex file, or else you can able to write your program inside the ARM development kit. As you can see here, there are 5 steps procedure, a 5-step procedure where you have to select the different devices and what to do with the memory and all those things. Let me tell you about the first step, which is all this option is regarding your communication. That means what type of a communication path that you are using, or else whether you are using like a USB or RS-232, like that. That communication path you have to select over here. The first tab says that select your device. That means what type of microcontroller or ARM controller that you are using, which device, that means which device you are using. Then you have to use a COM port for COM3. See, in order to know about this, which COM port will be using for transferring of your hex file, you have to just go through. Once you interface your kit with a PC, you have to go to a device manager. In device manager, just look for a ports. Yes, over here, as you can see here, I'm just using the interface kit that has been manufactured by a Silicon Labs. So for that interface, I'm just using a USB cable through COM port 3. So this is the COM port 3 that I have to select over here. If it says 2, then you have to select 2 here. Then if it says 1, then you have to select 1 over here. So this is the basic settings that you have to do over here. Then you have to select a baud rate. Then the interface type, which says that ISP. You have learned about the in-system programming and all about that in a theory part, so hope you understand that one. Then you have to select a clock frequency, that is 12 megahertz. In the second step, you have to select this erase all flash. That means each memory block which was previously written will going to be erased, and whatever the program that you have written right now, that will going to be written in the memory of the LPC2148. For that, in order to do that, you have to select this one. Then in the step 3, you have to select the path of this hex file. So that has been generated inside by the Keil software. As you can see here, this path will going to be, or else in your project folder there will be like a hex file, and I'm just selecting that path. And in step 4, you select verify after programming. Then at the step 5, you just click on this button start. As you can see here, it will going to be said that attempting to communicate. Then trying to erase this blocks, and once it finished, it shows the message like saying it is finished. Or else if some kind of a error generated, then it will going to be displayed over here with a red mark, or some of the error message will going to be appear in this tab. So this is what you have to do in order to transfer or burn your AX file into a ARM development kit. Thank you.
So welcome back. We will have a physical demonstration of the hardware experiments. So we have the ARM 7 trainer kit here. You can look into this. So all your hardware experiments will be conducted using this trainer kit. So what you are seeing here is an LCD display. So this you are using for the first experiment. I will just explain those which are related to our experiments. Though we have other interfaces provided on the hardware kit, we will just look into those which we are using for our experiment conduction. So this is our LCD display interface. This is used for displaying a given message. This is part of your first experiment. Next we have is the stepper motor interface. The logic used for all these experiments are explained in other videos. So we have a stepper motor interface wherein we will the output of this interface is connected to drive your stepper motor, and we have an 7-segment display. So you can find two dual 7-segment displays. So you can see 7-segment displays which are connected to port 2 through 9, which we have explained in detail in our other video of related to this particular experiment. So we have written a program which drives this 7-segment display to display numbers 0 through F. So all hexadecimal numbers will be displayed simultaneously on these two displays. So along with this, we have a keypad interface which is used for one of our experiments. So we have a DC motor. So this particular interface is used to drive the DC motor, and we also have a DAC interface. DAC interface is provided to convert digital input to equivalent analog output. So here you can see a out pin. This is connected to your CRO wherein you will be able to see the analog output corresponding to digital input given. So we are using this DAC interface to generate two waves. One is square wave and the other one is triangular wave. And other than this, you need to look into the connections. You need to give the power supply through an adapter. So here you are connecting your power supply is connected through an adapter here, and you are interfacing this to your computer through an USB port. You can see this is a USB port, and this is connected to your CPU like this. So this is a brief introduction of the trainer kit which is used to conduct all our hardware experiment, which is part of our laboratory course. So you can see this we have run our LED 7-segment display program. You can see once you start and run the program, you can see it is driving your LED to display all numbers 0 through F. So you are selecting the port, you are selecting the register, and corresponding code is sent through the port to display all the numbers 0 through F. And we will see how the initialization is done, how the initial initialization is done, and the software is run. So in the later program.